Hi, I want to talk about something that I call the 1 second cure. We can be so hard on ourselves, thinking that we have to be perfect in everything that we do, or if we're trying to let go of something or forgive somebody, that we base the fact that we're still feeling a certain way as we're failing. But let's take a look at the 1 second cure. We can really start healing our life just 1 second at a time. But how do you do that? Now, there are two ways of looking at our internal voices. It's like we have two voices. We have our higher self, or our God self, source, however you want to call that. And then we do have our ego mind, or our conditioned mind. Both are always at play. The ego mind very much at play, and keeps us really away from that higher self. When we can really start to choose that higher way of being, that higher self, we can start looking at the issues in our life and healing them 1 second at a time. So for instance, I had a situation where something happened between a friend and I, and it was hurtful. Now, in the past, I would call my sister, call my friends, talk about it, have to go over it, and you just kind of go over it over and over again a million times until I just wore myself out. But see, I'm staying in the ego mind, and I'm making and justifying why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. But when I stop all that and get into my heart space and breathe into how I am from my higher self, or how I'm feeling, getting into more loving space or kind space or forgiving space, no matter how hard that might seem at the moment, just get in that space. And then from there, send 1 second blessing to somebody. Now, I started doing this with this friend whenever she came up into mind, which was often when this situation first came about. I would, double over. You know how that can be sometimes. You're doubling over and that hurts. But then I would just stop and I would just bless her. I would get into my heart and send a blessing. Well, it would come up again 10 minutes later. But guess what? I did it again 10 minutes later, 1 second at a time. The more I did that, the more I was changing my point of view from the ego's way of thinking to my higher self's way of thinking. And in time, in this case, it was a few weeks, I actually thought of this friend and sent her some massive amount of love. And it was like when I thought of her truly wanting her to do well in life, true from my heart. There was nothing else going on, but I really honestly set her free. So this idea of healing something 1 second at a time, it's our chance to let go of resentments. See, I didn't spend days and days talking to my friends about it. And it's not like I never mentioned to friends, but it was always about how this affected me. It wasn't about her, it was about how it affected me, what's happening for me about this. But most of the time, it was just, oh, there's that feeling again. And I just would go internal and then send her a blessing over and over and over until it was gone. So what can you heal in your life just 1 second at a time? And therefore, you don't have to feel like you're failing because you haven't done it all at once. Of course you haven't done it all at once. Some things are hard to let go of. But doing it 1 second at a time, you've got a big chance that you're going to let go of resentments because you're choosing your higher self over and over and over again. Give that a whirl. I know that you'll like this. It's really great practice. And heal your life 1 second at a time. And you can put comments in there in the subject area, like in trying this, how this worked out for you. All right, be well. And thank you.